telling you about Albert Einstein. I'm pretty sure you've heard of him, but just in case you haven't, Albert Einstein is considered one of the most successful scientists to ever have existed. But even though he's considered so successful, he had to go through struggles as well. Einstein equals intelligence plus resiliency. Einstein was born in Ulm, Germany in 1879, but he started speaking at an unusual time. He spoke when he was 2 to 3 years old, while most kids start speaking at 1 year old. But his parents weren't worried. They knew he was a smart child. His love for science started when he was 5, and his dad gave him a compass. The compass always pointed north. Einstein thought this was strange, and thought there was an invisible force pulling the needle north. He remembered this force for the rest of his life. Einstein had so he hated school because school was strict on how you're supposed to think. He did not like that. But that doesn't mean he didn't love learning. He loved learning, as a matter of fact. He taught himself math and science at home. He especially loved physics. In 1905, Einstein had his miracle year, and he got his doctoral degree from college in this year. He also published 4 scientific papers called Annalen der Physik. Annalen der Physik means annals of physics. Annals is something you put in the name of a scientific journal. So Annalen der Physik pretty much just means a scientific journal about physics. Though he's known as a very successful scientist, Einstein had to go through struggles as well. When he was 15, his family left for Milan, but he had to stay behind to finish school. And remember, he hated school. And eventually, he just quit and came back to live with his family. Later in life, he struggled to graduate and took 2 years to find a steady job in a patent office. How weird. One of the smartest people on earth hated school and struggled to graduate. Einstein lived by himself in a boarding house while his parents were in Milan, but like I said, he returned eventually. But after that, his parents were worried, so he promised them he'd go to a university. Einstein took the entrance exam for Zurich Polytechnic, a university, but he failed. He did amazingly in math and science, but when it came to things like literature and French, he didn't do so well. But the university director was still so impressed, he decided to tell Einstein to go for 1 year of college and then come back and take the exam again. So Einstein did that, and the high school was perfect for him. It had a science physics lab which he could use, and the teachers were trying to get the kids to think in new ways rather than old ones. After that, he came back and took the entrance exam again, and he passed. And also, he skipped many classes that he didn't like once he reached university. Teachers complained about this. They knew he had potential, but still, they complained about him being lazy and also skipping classes. The biggest science lesson. Einstein wanted us to do what we believe in and not to follow the crowd and not to do what the others say. Since so many times he would make theories, but no one else would believe him. He also teaches us that even if it seems like all is lost, just keep trying. Like when he failed the Zurich Polytechnic exam, he must have been very sad, but he kept going and he eventually got in. Einstein eventually became a professor at the University of Berlin and the University of Zurich. He started at Zurich, then he went to Berlin. But while doing this, he drifted apart with his wife, Mileva Marik. She moved back to Zurich while he was in Berlin teaching. He was now alone, but he threw himself into making up theories. He was focused on trying to find a theory of relativity. Eventually, he got the theory and published it. But while he was doing this, he wasn't taking very good care of himself. So, his cousin Elsa Einstein came over to take care of him. Eventually, he divorced Mileva and married Elsa. And he also won the 1921 Nobel Prize for his work in theoretical physics. And that's him winning the prize right there. And these are my references. Thank